Welcome back to the Jessica channel. All Jessica all the time. I couldn't believe how many views I got on that first video, so it's been a few days, but we got through Christmas all right. To remind you, yes, my name is Jessica. I'm a Minnesotan, recently transplanted from North Dakota. I just got married, and I was an escort in Fargo for, we'll say 5 years, but we know it's really 8 on and off. And we all know why my husband married me. And you can guess why I married him. Anywho, he's out castrating cows, so. And I'm fresh out the shower, so I figured I'd make another video. Because I was thinking about Christmas. And Christmas is full of triggers. So let's talk about triggers. Because that's what made me, into the person who, I guess I could agree with the fact that I can be accurately described with 2 words, batshit. And what I'm trying to do is do some work on myself and at least keep my back shit in my back pocket instead of right up here. So that not everybody knows that I'm batshit, but I'm trying to figure out where it came from. Because I didn't make myself batshit crazy, okay? I had help with that. And triggers are a huge reminder of how I got help. So I was talking about my mom on the last video. Yes, I'm a little stuffy. I had a cold during Christmas, of course. Just got out of jail and got sick and yuck. Anywho, triggers. So Christmas in itself is a huge trigger because it's a holiday. So let's move. Okay, so a trigger is something that it can be anything that brings on a thought or a feeling that's negative and may or may not lead you to do something impulsive or negative, especially if you have borderline personality like me. So there was a time where I couldn't manage my triggers and I'd get triggered and then I'd be out there slashing tires, can of paint and, like making spike strips, putting trackers on cars, shit like that. And I'm learning and I've done a lot of work to stop myself at the thought that causes the feeling. So let's talk about Christmas. Christmas can cause a lot of feelings in everyone because, we think about all our other Christmases prior to that and whether they were good or not, who do we miss? They can bring on feelings that might not be the most positive feelings, reflective maybe, but they're feelings nonetheless. And what I've learned now is that just because I'm feeling those strong feelings, if it starts to get out of hand, I should stop, recognize that I'm being triggered, and try to distract myself because once that gets out of hand, then I become very reckless and impulsive and I fucking just hope you're not the fucking target of what I'm doing. But triggers are planted, like I mentioned before. I'm a victim of narcissistic abuse. And it wasn't only my mother, but my ex-husband made me this way. And they love ruining things. So narcissists get off on control. It's all about power and control for them. So they want to control you. They want to control what you think of yourself. They want to control what you think of them. And they want to control your feelings when they can't really control anything else outwardly. So that's the thing that they tend to control the longest, especially in my case. My ex managed to control my feelings way after I left him. And it was because of the triggers, because of the memories that I had to reassess with new information that I'd gathered that, we'll talk about in later videos. But triggers can be devastating, but they can be manageable. So let's talk about how and why a narcissist would plant a trigger. Obviously everything a narcissist does, it's because it's in their benefit and in the long run or in the short run, or they don't want to, escape accountability. They don't want to be accountable for anything. They really just don't want to do any work or, we all know what a narcissist is, but it's used so, everybody uses the term and I don't think anybody really truly understands what the fuck I understand. So, so let's rewind to, as I was thinking about Christmases, and let's go to birthdays because narcissists try to ruin any kind of good day and make it their own. That way every day they know you're thinking about what the fuck they did to you that day. That was terrible. So let's rewind to my 20th birthday. I was already had 2 children with my predatory pedophilic narcissist, which I'll get into later. And we had a baby and we had a toddler, right? I had just had a baby, not even 2 months before that. So we're poor as fuck. And why else wouldn't I have another baby? I mean, we can't even afford the one we have. So I got $10 left to our name till payday, which is Friday or whatever. And we need diapers. So we've got a toddler and a newborn, basically. And I finished explaining to my narcissist abuser, father of our children, how I'm going to fashion the bigger diapers to fit the baby. And then we should be able to make 1 pack last till payday because we only have $10, so we can only get 1 pack, right? I send him to the store mistakenly because, of course, I'm breastfeeding or whatever. Yeah. And he comes back with flowers, roses, like a dozen or whatever $10 would buy you back then. And I said, where's the diapers? He's like, I got you flowers. Happy birthday. You know, and of course narcissists don't like giving gifts unless there's a reason behind it. Well, I didn't realize the reason behind this until I was fucking 40, dude. 20? 40. Okay. When I was 20, I thought, God, he's so fucking stupid. What the fuck is wrong with him? I hate him. God, I have 2 kids. I'm stuck with him. You know, that was where I always ended up in my mind when he did these things, was that I was stuck. And that's he planted that too. It was pretty genius. But, what the fuck? We needed diapers. How are we going to get diapers now? I'm out of diapers. I'm like, your kid's going to shit. How are we going to do, you know? And he's like, whoa, jeez. Don't even appreciate me getting you flowers and yada, yada, yada. Anyway, I didn't even deal with him. I basically put my attention on dealing with how I was going to get diapers. So I went over to my mom's, I'm pretty sure, and borrowed money from her and went and got some fucking diapers myself. And came back, changed the baby's diapers while he's still sitting there, you know, looking at his flowers. Oh, look at it, I got you flowers, darling. I'm 20 and he is, 33. Yeah, I figured that one out. Anyway, this story is kind of a trigger, obviously. So that was a setup to trigger his escape from any obligation to get me anything for a birthday, Christmas, Valentine's Day, etc., etc. Because every time one of those days came around, it was, why would I get you anything? Look at the last time I bought you flowers. Look what happened. You freaked out on me. Do you think I'm going to get you some flowers again? Oh, yeah, no. Plus, we can't afford them. That'd be a waste of money, right? You know, because that's what I told me. You wasted that money. We needed it for diapers. You know, and I didn't even recognize the manipulation until, you know, I had realized the very, very, very horrible things that he had done. Which, of course, everything that he ever did was to keep himself from getting caught for who he was. But I know that now. Like I said, I'm moving on. So triggering that's an example of a purposeful place triggering by a narcissist abuser. You know, clearly he knew that he should be buying diapers because he's a father, a 33-year-old father of 2 young children. You'd think that he would put them first. That wasn't my first thought, you know. You assume that he's just stupid. Oh, yeah, because I didn't ask for flowers. He's not fucking stupid. There's no 33-year-old man on this goddamn planet that is that fucking stupid. So, what are you left with? Manipulation is what you're left with. And he planted a trigger that triggered me to hate every birthday, every holiday, and any time that I might expect something from a husband or somebody that I had lived with or had kids with that said that he loved me verbally every day. Said it. Come to find out that words are just words, and that's so cliche, but if somebody says I love you way too much and they never show it, then they don't love you. But I was too young to know that, and took me a while to figure it out. Anywho, So that was a huge trigger, and yeah, some of my triggers have caused me to become really really reckless. Another example would be like, yeah, I've been just ran into words that would trigger me to think about past events, and then with the new information that I got over the years, I would reassess them and go, holy fuck, I was really fucking had. And then, you know, that in turn makes me feel stupid, angry, and revengeful. Yeah, vengeance. That's something that borderlines struggle with, and I'm not exempt from that. But I'm working on myself. I'm a work in progress, and yeah, and this is progress. And fuck you to anybody who doesn't think so, because this is progress, and I'm happy to share that with you. And I hope that somebody out there can relate to what I said about triggers, because I didn't understand it the first time I went to treatment. I didn't understand what everybody meant about, because I was thinking, well, everything is a trigger. What the fuck are they talking about? Trigger this, trigger that. Basically, they were talking about triggering somebody to use substances, because that's why I was in treatment. So I applied it to that instead of everything in real life, and I hadn't fully contemplated, or I mean understood the nature of what I had been dealing with, the type of abuse that I had been dealing with. I had no idea yet, but I mean, obviously I know now, and I'm in the first healthy relationship of my life, including my parents and myself. So I'm working on it. My husband's healthy, and I'm getting there. But if I can help somebody recognize somebody setting up a trigger, or that maybe they don't love me, one person, if I can help them, then I've done my job. And the rest of you, well, you know what? I'll bring the ladies out again later. Happy holidays, and blessed be.